Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So a couple weeks ago, right before I went on vacation, I put out a video where I created a Google Drive folder and I put two of my completely unedited photos into that folder. And I thought it might be fun for people to take a shot at editing a photo that wasn't theirs. Now, to be completely honest, I didn't know if anybody was going to do this challenge or not. These are such crazy times that we live in now. Everything's in chaos and people just have such busy lives that I really didn't know if people would actually want to do this or even have the time to do this. So I was really pleasantly surprised every time I'd look down at my phone and I would see an email from somebody who took the time out to edit one of my photos. And now let's check out these photos that everybody submitted. I'm going to try to put their information up on the screen as well as links to their social media accounts down in the description below. If you don't follow them already, I highly encourage you to follow these people. They're super talented, whether it's in photography, videography, or editing. They are just very talented people, and I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. Oh, one last thing before we get started. So I'm going to be displaying this in no particular order. There's no rhyme or reason who goes first or who goes last, and there's definitely no critiquing involved. I'm just super happy that anybody actually took the time to do this at all. So thank you all very much for submitting your edits of my photos. Okay, so the first edit I'm going to show you this morning is from Bruce Wentzell. Now, Bruce has a really cool photography and travel channel called Wending the World. So if you're ever looking for some ideas on places to go for maybe some landscape photography opportunities or just a cool holiday getaway, Bruce's channel is definitely the place to go to check that out. Now, Bruce submitted a really good edit of my Black Rock Beach photo, and to be honest, it's very similar to the edit that I did on this photo. It's very similar to the way it looked that morning, and he went maybe even just a little bit dark and moody, which is kind of my style anyway. So I'm definitely drawn to the edit that he did on this photo. He also did an edit of the Lighthouse photo, and he went for the burnt orange look, and he turned it into a crop vertical photo, which is the way I normally shoot that lighthouse anyway. And really the colors are not real dissimilar to how a lot of mornings look here in Florida. So both of these were fantastic edits. So great job, Bruce, and thank you so much for sending these to me. I really appreciate you. Thanks. All right, so the next photo is submitted by Catherine Mckeever. Now, Catherine is a good friend of mine. Her and I have shot together many, many times over the last 3 or 4 years, usually here at the Deerfield Beach Pier or here at the Hillsborough Inlet Lighthouse. Now, the cool thing about shooting with Catherine is her and I can stand side by side, and we have many times, and we'll take the same picture and we come up with something totally different, totally different visions for what our photos look like. While I'm usually maybe a little bit more dark and moody, she comes up with these beautiful photos that look like paintings. You know, if I'm scrolling through Instagram, as soon as I see just the color palette that she uses, I know instantly that it's Catherine. It's been a pleasure to know her. She's a wonderful person, wonderful photographer. I look forward to many, many more opportunities to shoot with her in the future. So thanks, Catherine, for submitting your photo. It's beautiful as always. All right, so this next set of photos that I'm going to show you are submitted from a wonderful photographer from Germany. His name's Torsten Weber, and this first one is a black and white, although, and I told him in an email that I don't really particularly like seascapes done in black and white, but this one is different. This one doesn't even look black and white to me. It's got this metallic silver look to it that I really like. He even threw a moon up there. So again, it's just the wonderful age that we live in of Photoshop and digital art, you know. So I think this is an absolutely fantastic photo. And then he submitted a second one of this Black Rock Beach and went completely the other direction. Now, this edit reminds me of the lady that I showed you right before Torsten, Catherine, very similar to her editing style. So really like that one. That really stands out. And then he did one of the Hillsborough Inlet Lighthouse. And this one to me is fantastic because the colors are just absolutely on fire. And again, that's not dissimilar to some mornings how it looks here in Florida. And he went for kind of the silhouetted look, but you can actually even make out some of the detail in the lighthouse. So I really like that. Torsten, great job on all three of these, and I really thank you for submitting these to my Edit My Photo Challenge. You did a great job on all three of them. Thanks again, bud. All right, so this next photo caused me a lot of confusion. It was submitted by Ricky Barron, but I thought it was submitted by Rory Barron, who's a photographer that I follow on YouTube from Australia. But when I looked at the address that was left in the email, it was a Queensland, Australia address, which is where Rory Barron lives. So I messaged him last night on Instagram and I asked him, hey, is this you or is this a relation to you? And he said, oh, mate, that's my dad. I guess his dad has been a photographer for a long time. I guess he saw the video and decided to submit one of the Hillsborough Inlet Lighthouse. And he did a great job. And I would definitely like to see more. So, hey, Ricky, if you're watching, sorry for the confusion. I love your son's work, by the way. And I thought you did a great job here, too. So thank you so much for submitting your photo. Appreciate it. Okay, so these next two photos were sent in by a fantastic local South Florida photographer named Mozam Hussein. Now, Mozam and I don't live very far apart, but we've never actually met in person. Not yet, anyway. But we're going to go out, and he's going to teach me some astrophotography, which I'm really looking forward to. And I love these edits that he sent in. He definitely went for the dark, moody look here. But I think the interesting thing is he chose to take out this little piece of wood that was right here, but he chose to leave this one in. And I think it's just interesting what people choose to take out, what people choose to leave in. And you'll see a couple different variations on a couple of the other photographers that I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. And then Mozam also sent in just a on fire edit of the lighthouse. This is actually pretty similar to the way it looked that particular morning. So Mozam, great job on both of these edits. I really appreciate you sending these in, and we'll definitely link up soon, I promise. All right, so these next two were sent in by Dave Laffin of Let's Click Photography over in the UK. A lot of you are probably already familiar with Dave's work. An amazing photographer, videographer, and he puts out some of the best landscape photography videos every week. I had a laugh, though, when he emailed this to me because he almost apologized for maybe going too overboard on the purple hues. I really think it works, though. It really great contrast between the purple and the kind of silvery tones here in the ocean. Dave also removed that piece of wood that I was telling you Mozam removed, but he also took out the wood down here in the bottom left-hand corner, as well as maybe crop this in a little bit and then remove the wood from the right-hand side. So just a fantastic edit, Dave. And then he sent in another lighthouse picture that's just on fire. A little bit different, though. It looks like he added a little bit of moodiness, and I think I know how he did it in Lightroom. I'm going to have to touch base with him on the side and get his secret. Yeah, these are just fantastic edits, Dave. Thank you so much for sending those in, and I definitely wouldn't expect anything less from you. Perfect. All right, so these next two were sent in from Paul Frey. Now, Paul's an amazing landscape photographer from here in North Florida. And if you don't know Paul's YouTube channel, definitely go check it out and give him a follow because he puts out every week some of the most high energy, action-packed landscape photography videos that you'll see anywhere on YouTube. These two edits he sent in are just absolutely terrific. And again, I wouldn't expect anything less of him either. It looks like he cropped this one in, and I like what he did with it too because it cropped out that wood that was here on the side, but it also compressed the background a little bit and brought that sunrise that's happening out there just a little bit closer. Everybody's doing these silver tones in the water, and I'm totally into that. And then his lighthouse edit is very similar to Dave's. It got that moody look going on to it, kept the sky, fairly close to what it was that morning, but also brought out the shadows here in the lighthouse. But I love what he did with the way it kind of accentuates the light coming through the palm trees down here at the bottom. Two fantastic edits. And thanks so much, Paul, for doing that. I really appreciate your support in doing this, and they look fantastic. All right, so these next two were sent in by Leo Frey. Now, Lee lives out in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and he's got this great YouTube channel where he does a lot of product review and testing and comparisons. And now he's starting to expand his channel more to include landscape photography vlogs as well as some amazing drone footage. Now, Lee sent me two of the same photo. He said he couldn't decide which one he liked the best. So I'm going to tell you, Lee, which one I like the best. I definitely like this first one. Went with the kind of the moody blue hour look, and with an amazing sunrise getting ready to happen there on the horizon. But I like the second one way better. Definitely went with the darker, moodier, silvery tone look, which I'm totally into here lately. So yeah, I definitely like this second one best, although they're both great edits. So hey, thanks a lot, Lee. I really appreciate your support and appreciate you sending these in. Great edits on both of them. I'm definitely going with the second one though. All right, last but certainly not least is two photos submitted by Robert Bishop of Robert Bishop Photography over in the UK. Now, if you don't know Robert's YouTube channel, go check that one out as well. He does a lot of amazing videos around the Peak District in the UK and just some fabulous photography and videography as well. And of course, Robert sent in two amazing photos himself. Looks like he cropped it in a little bit, got rid of that wood over there on the right, and he also got rid of this wood that was down here in the bottom. And he kind of went more with a pastel-y look, but he really brought out the colors that were reflecting in the water from the sunrise that's happening in the back. So fantastic edit there, Robert. The Lighthouse edit is amazing as well. Very true to what it actually looked like that morning. I love the light blues that were in there. And if I remember right, there was a lot of light blue in the sky that morning. Kind of contrasts against the burnt orange and the purples that were going on that morning too. Looks like he brought it into kind of a square crop, which looks fantastic. So thank you so much, Robert, for submitting those. Amazing as always. So thanks, pal. Appreciate that. All right. So I guess I did promise to show you my edits that I made a couple months back on these. On this Lighthouse one, I still really like the edit that I did. I love the colors that I got out of it. But after seeing all of your guys' edits, I think the thing that you've inspired me to do is to actually change the crop on it. So I think I'm going to change this to either a vertical or a 1x1 square crop. It just makes more sense, and it'll eliminate all this open space over here on the right hand side. So thank you for the inspiration on that. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place, but definitely a better idea to change the crop. And my Black Rock beach photo, I'm not sure if I like it anymore after seeing some of the more moody edits that came in, which is normally my style anyway. So I don't know why I went with more of the pastel-y look. So I think I'll darken this up just a little bit and make it a little bit more moody, which again is kind of my normal editing style. I am going to leave in the wood though, because I like the way it mists and pools around the base of the wood. But yeah, I think I'll just make it a little bit more moody, kind of to fit with how I normally edit anyway. Hey, thanks so much, guys, for participating in this. So much talent out there, and I love seeing your vision of what my photos should look like. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your week to do this. Just the talent level out there is just amazing. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I had such an awesome time looking at these photos. I hope you did too. It's just really cool to see the way people would envision editing a photo that they didn't even take. It's kind of a weird concept, but everybody did such a great job. And if you're new to my channel and you're viewing for the first time today, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you liked what you saw, and if you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would definitely love to have you along for the landscape photography adventures. All right, everybody, thank you again for tuning in this week. I really appreciate your support. Have a great week. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other, and we'll see you again here next Monday morning. Bye-bye.